Welcome back, everybody. These are things I've noticed. And immediately, 5 seconds after I left my house this morning to run my errands, and that's how I'm talking to you now, it feels like somebody threw a wet blanket on you. But one thing I noticed immediately as I started driving is that I've got a cooler full of waters and whatnot for my homeless friends that I'm going to go help here shortly. Matter of fact, I'm on my way. So if you're new to the channel, we're going to have some fun. Well, I guess you would have to be new. It's only 6 weeks old or so, and this will be video number 4. Now, this is just my opinion, guys. You know, don't bash me for my thoughts. You know, it's my thoughts. You got your own. Great. If you like it, good. If not, no big deal. But I would appreciate your comments at the end to let me know if anything I say here in the next few minutes makes any sense to you. And anyways, another thing that I've noticed today, just leaving the house, as I have my cooler full of soft drinks and waters, that I've got 2 water bottles rubbing against one another, and that brought me back to when I was a kid. Every time, okay, I'm stopped, and it reminds me of when my dad we'd go on a weekend thing, maybe camping, fishing, you know, that type of deal. We've all done it at one point or another. And maybe to the park, whatever. He'd always stop at a convenience store. Well, where I lived back in Michigan, it was called a party store. Here they're called convenience stores, which most of them really include a gas station. Back in the day, you know, the gas station was the gas station. You might be able to get a candy bar and a Mountain Dew. But the point is that he'd get the $1.99 temporary coolers, maybe in the back seat of the car, between my brother and I, and they would rub together and squeak, and my dad gets so mad. But nothing can get on your nerves as fast as that. But what we're going to talk about is part 2 in video number 3, which is actually part 1 of this 2-part series on customer service. Now, every day we deal with customer service in one way, shape, or form. Whether it's just getting gas, it simply could be going to get coffee, you know, stopping off to grab some donuts, going through the drive-thru at somewhere to get a Egg McMuffin. I guess that'd be McDonald's. But the point is that we always deal with customer service every day, and every experience is different. And part 1 was just dealing with in-person customer service, mostly the Walmart, Dollar General. There's a few others, no biggie. Go back and watch it, you'll see. And I try to keep these, you know, 10 to 15 minutes long, and we'll see how that works out. But today is part 2, and this is customer service over the phone. Boy, great times are to be had with phone service. When you gotta call customer service, it's like you almost try to put it off as long as possible. At least I do. But sometimes you just got to get something resolved. You know, no matter what it could be. Billing, technical support, a warranty on something, whatever it may be. But we've all had to do it. And after you face, once upon a time, you'd be able to call someplace and a human being would answer the phone. Go figure. What happened? Well, technology took over, eliminated some jobs, and now it's 90% of who I call is voice activated, or you know, the automated response system. Press 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm talking about. And then okay, so let's just say you're having trouble with your internet, and you call your cable company, internet company, and it'll say, please describe in a few words what you're having trouble with. And you'll say, internet. We'll say, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Let's try again. So you say, okay. So you tried again. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Let's try again. And doesn't take too long before you're screaming in your phone, agent, help, operator. You know, once upon a time you'd be able to hit the star button or 0 and be connected immediately. It was a cheat code, which was pretty cool. But I guess my point is, once you fight off the army of questionnaires and you finally get a human being, you know, it could be several minutes. Matter of fact, if you don't call when they open, you might be there a while. You know, the lines fill up quickly, and that's almost got to make you wonder all in itself. You know, why so many people on customer service when you're a A+ rated, 99% approval, you know, great service? So someone answers the phone, you go through your check-in information, name, social security number, badge ID, account ID, password, DNA scan, retinal scan, and then they're like, okay, oh, I'm pulling up your information. Oh, I see that you have this or that. And you're like, well, yeah, that's why I'm calling. Oh, you got the wrong department. Let me send you over to technical support. And it's like, well, that's who I thought I was talking to. It's like, oh no, I'm in billing. So they get connected to billing, but you could hear the first lady or man typing in the background. And what they said, I'm saving your information so I can transfer it along. So they're like, okay, I'm going to transfer your call. So once again, you're on hold for X amount of time. And everything starts over. Can you please verify your name and address and, you know, all the other things? They're like, I just did that. How do you think I got to you? You know, it's like, well, you know, who am I speaking with? And you tell them, and it's like, okay. And then they ask you the same information that you just told the other person. You know. All right. And then it's like, oh, I see, sir, you have the wrong department. You need service. And it's like, oh, well, that's fantastic. And you hear them typing in the background on their keyboard, click, click, click. So you would assume, now that's a big assumption, you would assume that they're saving this information for the next guy, woman, to read up on, so you don't got to explain yourself. But yet, here you go, you do. And you might be transferred to 3 different countries. You have no idea. And if you're lucky enough to talk to somebody you can understand, good for you. They're few and far between, sad to say it, but that's the way it is. The automated systems are ruling the world. Less jobs, less payroll. You know, once you got your stuff in place, good to go. You make a tweak here and there, no big deal. You know, more profit, and that's what it's all about. But then again, everything, the prices still rise. All right, back to it. You get to the third person, and you explain your situation, and they're like, oh, okay. Looks like we'll have to send a technician out to diagnose your problem. And it's like, well, yeah, that's what I wanted to do in the first place. You know, we had a power outage again, especially in my neck of the woods. And they're brutal, man. boy oh boy. Once upon a time, there was a deal where, like I said, you could just call a company and they say, hey, this is Janet, thank you for calling Sears, how can I help you? Yeah, I got this return item, and it's like, oh, just come in, we'll take care of it. You know, Kmart, you know, even Walmart once upon a time. But now everything's so automated, makes me pretty ill. And I'm not a big fan of the automated thing. But just in line with that, it could be anywhere. You could call your mechanic that's working on your brakes, and they're like, yeah, we'll have it done by 5 o'clock. You call at 4:30 so you can go pick it up, and it's like, oh no, it won't be ready till tomorrow. And it's like, and you just found that out now? You know, what if I would have just showed up to pick up my car and it wasn't ready and you said tomorrow? It's like, oh, my bad, I'm sorry. No, you're not. You know, you could care less. You know, you're making your dollars per hour. You know, there's no civility. There's no personal attention anywhere in any aspect of customer service. None. And if you can find somebody who's not on their phone, you know, or watching TV when you get there, if there is somebody there, then you're in luck. But that's my thoughts, and I'm sticking to them. I just wanted to say thanks for checking it out. Now, on the flip side of that, though, I have had some awesome experiences with my cable company, Spectrum, Charter, whatever, Charter, Spectrum, Charter, you know, I guess they go hand in hand. But we get a lot of outages. We have a pretty weak infrastructure here, which leads to continuous issues. You know, a lot of trees come down, you know, bad soil, it's just the way it is, especially in my neighborhood. But no big deal. We lose power at least once a month, at least. So we got flashlights, charged, the whole deal. But please share your customer service experience. If anything I said makes any sense, you know, give me a thumbs up, hit the like button. And if this is your first time checking it out, you got a lot of work to do. There's 3 others, because this is video number 4. But all right, I guess I'm gonna sign off, and I got another topic for you here soon. And oh boy, I got plenty. So anyways, I'm about to my destination, so I'm gonna sign out, and I'll be there. I'll be back soon. All right, have a good one.